second now. So just so you know that, and we are live, just so you know that if you look in the chat box, if you guys are on YouTube, you'll see questions for you guys, but you don't have to have the chat up. Some people like to look at it, some don't, so.
Yeah.
Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey Oswald. Wow, we have a full chat, a full group already in here. So thanks for coming, Gwen, Teacher Renee, Teacher Kelly is here. Let's see. Kelly, Cindy Pummer, Amy Lou, Candy, and Mindy. Hey everybody. Now, some of you may recognize some of the gentlemen here on the panel. So maybe you guys could introduce yourselves for me. Let's see, I'll start with Paige. He's in my top left over here.
Hi guys, I'm Paige Garwood. I teach in Atlanta. I've been with VIPKid for 3 years. I've got a master's degree in education and in music composition, and I'm a music teacher.
That's great.
Right.
And Tim,
I like
you're
long
next
walks
on
in
my
the
screen.
I like long walks in the park, and no, no, I'm sorry. Oh, this isn't the dating site. Sorry.
That's great.
Wrong chat. Wrong chat.
Right? Tim.
Hi everybody.
Oh,
I'm Tim.
I think Tim's.
I have been with VIPKid for 2 years, and are we good? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Good.
I
Yeah?
can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I've been with VIPKid for 2 years, and I am from Bermuda, which is a small island. I have also lived in Canada, in Beijing, China, and in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, which is where I live now.
Oh, KL.
Great.
I used to travel
Yes.
to KL for
Yep.
work a lot. That's a beautiful.
Awesome.
I tried to talk my wife into moving to KL a couple years ago. I couldn't get her to budge.
Okay.
I used to play hockey in KL. Have you ever played field hockey? I used to play field hockey in KL.
No, I haven't. No. Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
Did
no,
you
I
say
haven't.
field hockey?
Yeah, I used to play a lot of field hockey. When I would travel, I would play field
Oh.
hockey.
Cool. I played in high school.
Neat.
All right, Charles, you're next.
Hi guys, I'm Charles and I am from North Alabama in a small little town, Athens, Alabama. We're a university town, but a very small town. I have a doctorate in educational leadership and I'm a retired educator. I've been retired almost 7 years. I've been with VIP, this is about 1.5 years.
Okay. Cool.
Great. And Jay.
Hey guys, my name's Jay
Oh.
Young. I've been with VIP. Can you hear me? I've been with VIPKid
Yes.
for 3 years. Before teaching, I was an NDT engineer with Westinghouse, Nuclear, and Halliburton. And I'm also from a small college town. I'm from, I live in Morgantown, West Virginia now. I have for the last 7 or 8 years. I came here with the gas industry and just kind of stuck it out. WVU is the college in our town. Good.
Awesome.
Sorry, guys. I hope it's not my connection again. Oh, William's here. He found us. Okay, and Micah, you're up next.
All right. Okay, so my name is Micah, and I have a master's in kinesiology, which basically makes me a PE teacher. So currently I teach at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I live. I teach PE classes to college students. I've been with VIPKid for 2 years now. I just had my 2-year anniversary. So it's been a really exciting time to be the VIPKid right now, going through all this and teaching with the kids at the brick and mortar institution as well. So I'm just really glad to be here. And of course, with VIPKid, I do a lot to advocate for different health and wellness initiatives for teachers. Glad to meet you guys.
Great, Micah, thank you. And William, you made it just in time to introduce yourself.
Hey, how you doing? Will Hayes here, coming to you live from Jacksonville, Florida. I've been teaching VIPKid for about a year and a half now, and about to start contract number 4 next month. And professionally, retired military, did 27 years in the Navy. And right now I work for a full service drug alcohol rehab facility. And my job with them, I'm on the prevention team, and I go into the schools and talk to children about substance abuse and life skills. Enjoying every minute of it.
Hey, William,
Well,
good to see
thank
you,
you
buddy.
all so much for being here.
Hey, I need to switch to my computer. Hold on, let me see if I can do that.
Whatever you
I
gotta
think
do.
you have the fastest
You're
connection.
Right?
I think so.
So for all of you or whoever wants to answer, is this full time for you? I know some of you have other jobs. Is this a side hustle? Is it full time?
This is full time. This is my
I can go
full-time
first. I
gig.
mean, it's
I think
I don't
6
teach
classes
I don't
a day
teach
is my
full time,
limit.
but I teach part-time hours.
Yeah. Besides,
Is there a lag?
like I said, I have a full-time job with the substance abuse facility, and I also do landscaping on the side. So, in 6 classes a day, that's like my limit. That's my limit. You full-timers, hats off to you.
Yeah.
What's the most you've
I'm
ever
teaching
done?
20
Yeah.
hours a week.
Yeah, I teach
The
anywhere
most I've
between
ever
7.
Hang on, guys. Let me turn off a device or two. I think it's my internet, but I'm plugged into an Ethernet cable, so I have no idea why. Any suggestions for me?
Hey, William, when I was a kid, I grew up in Latrobe, and I used to do lawn work for Arnold Palmer and his neighbor. And so I miss being part of lawn care service. I used to love to mow and cut and weed whack. I don't get a chance to do that kind of stuff anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Can you hear me? Where is
Yeah,
I
my?
can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay, I got there. It is. Start video and bam! There I am.
there
Okay,
you are.
I'm on the computer. Okay, holding that phone was getting to be kind of crazy. Now as far as lawn care, I don't do grass. Matter of fact, I don't even cut my own grass. My wife and I, we do palm tree sculptures. we make palm trees look like palm trees. Yeah, it's quite the art. Let me see. We go from. We'll take you from this. Do this. So yeah, that's what we.
Cool.
And people pay pretty good money to have their palm trees looking like palm trees. So 6 classes is my limit.
Yeah.
It costs too much to do VIPKid.
I'm in Florida, but I don't have any palm trees.
Yeah, it costs too much to do VIP full time.
William, we hear you on both devices now.
I heard that too. Let me.
Wait, I can mute. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get into the question. So, how do you break the ice with a new student? Anybody?
I got one mic on. Can you hear me now?
I threw everything at them. When I have a brand new student, I bring as much energy at the beginning of class, because that's what parents expect. At least from when students take me, they expect high energy all the time, and they want to see that. And I'm not always high energy, but that's what a lot of my feedback says. I'm high energy. I'll do anything to keep their kids interested. And it is true, but that first class I got to just just throw everything at them. I throw any big props that I have. I try to get them really excited, especially within the first like 5 minutes, because that's when the parents are sitting and observing and watching, and they want to know that they picked you for a reason, and that's what they want to see. So I clown it up as much as I can in the first couple minutes. And then as I get used to a kid, I tell the parents after 4 or 5 lessons, I have to tone my behavior down. Most of the students I have behavioral issues, so I'm matching energy for energy, and I always try to stay one level above them. But then as they start to tire of me, then I reduce my energy and I start to actually teach. So for me, the first few classes are all about just really bringing a lot of energy until they've either had enough of me or they start to listen to what I have to say and they start to learn. And that's a system that I use. I get a lot of kids like that. You know.
And Paige?
I use my ukulele and I use my buddy Kermit, and that's the only props I use. I do have Polly the Panda, and I have QQ. But beyond that and the sign, that's all I bring to the game. And I'm a goofball. So I mean, I make up songs out of sight words. I make up songs using their names. I always find a way to sing to them during class, and I'll make up songs about them on the fly. And the young ones really dig it, but I have a couple of the older ones who are too cool for school, and they're hilarious because this one kid tells me he hates music. So naturally, I'm going to sing to him the whole lesson. And it's become a contest between him and I. And I've had him for 2 years, so I think he likes it.
Yeah, I have the same intro.
That's awesome.
Yeah, every time I meet a new student, I have the exact same intro. I'll look at them. Hey, how are you? And they'll say, I'm fine. Great. I'm excited. This is our first class together. What's your name? And when you come at them with that quick burst of excitement, it's my goal in the first 1 minute, I'm going to make a friend. Because kids, they go to school all the time. They have, they have a lot of school in China. And one thing they don't, and what if kids don't like school? One thing they don't like, I don't want another teacher. I don't want to go to school. So if you notice my background, you won't see the ABCs and stars, and it looks like my office. I do have a little bit of educational stuff to get by a VIP kid. But what I say to them is, hey, my name's William. What's your name? Where are you from? Oh, Beijing, Beijing #1. Okay. And when they hear the tone in your voice, it just grabs them. And I make a friend. Because my philosophy is a kid will always rebel against a teacher. They'll never rebel against a friend. And when you make a friend with them, they talk to you all the time. They're really excited to see Timmy. Yeah, they're really excited to see Timmy. And don't forget the bear. Yeah, so when they see stuff like that, they're like, oh, I'll just call them in because we can come up with a song. Hey, that's a song. Let's sing it. Hey, I got a friend for you. Hey, Timmy. Oh, well, hey, teacher, who's this? Oh, this is our new friend, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Teacher, my microphone. And then it's two different personalities, and bam. I have parents that walk around and look through the screen because they hear different voices. They're like, whoa.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. So I'm close to 2,000 classes, about not even 140 students. They stick around. It's hard to get a seat for the Timmy and the Bear show. Really tough.
That's awesome. I mean, I really agree with you. Who was that? William, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Like the Brady Bunch.
I try to get them laughing in the first minute or so, and I speak a little bit of Chinese, so that's been a real great icebreaker for me, especially for really young learners that are brand new, really uncomfortable speaking in English. I'll sometimes break the ice with a bit of Chinese, and it always kind of like lights them up and throws them off, and they're really excited to hear what I've got to say. But yeah, I try to make them laugh in the first couple of minutes and just connect with them that way. I don't use a lot of puppets and stuff, but I do have my go-to few little props that I kind of bring out to bring up the laughter a little bit. So.
Okay. Oh, he's got more. Is that the scary one? Oh, it is.
My name's
Oh.
Benny.
Okay, that was
So-
just too weird.
He sounds like Kermit. That's pretty good. High five. High five.
So we have questions in the chat. Hello, men of VIP Kid. Anyone do only short notice bookings? I think Tim.
Yeah, I do only short notice bookings. Yeah.
Wow.
Anybody else?
I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. I'll never go back. I love it.
And
I
it
don't.
keeps you busy.
You guys are so funny. He was just
He's-
fixing his
yeah.
internet. He came back. He didn't leave. We were messaging in the chat. They're like, you lost him.
Something is going
are
on
you
with my
guys-
internet. I don't know. It's like the first time ever.
Yeah, me yesterday. Are you guys fully booked or fully booked for yourselves? What you want to be fully booked for?
Oh yeah.
Yes, for me,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Almost every week, everything I open is booked.
Good.
I never have a slow season. I'm booked solid. Right now I'm doing, during the summer months, I'm doing 60 classes a week for 30 hours.
Wow.
And if I wanted to do more, I'd be booked.
Right.
I'm of the opinion that your tribe will find you.
Mhm.
And I'm not everybody's teacher, but I'm like William. I've been teaching almost over 3 years. I've had 5,000 classes, and I only have 500 students that I've taught.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Boom.
A lot of regulars.
Wow.
So, but
I'm
they,
trying to
but
break,
they,
I'm trying to break 150.
I have I'm
maybe you
fully
ought to
booked.
drop the unicorn.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I think scary works. I think scary is the best way to get a kid directed. No, I teach I teach more teach more than most. I teach consecutive. I'm fully booked. At least 70 to 80 hours a week. So I'm 150 to 160
Wow.
classes a week, fully booked. And if a kid drops a class within, like, I would say within 2 minutes, it's already filled. I made a real effort in coming out of year one to really grow a tight following. And I grew my following to almost like 3,500 now, over 3,500. And that's what keeps me booked. And every time I get a new kid, I treat it like it's the first time I've ever taught. And I just make sure that I hold on to any kid that I get. And if they can't stay on my schedule, when they come back, I always remember something about them. I'll make sure I look at teacher notes and just find anything I can to stay related to them. But yeah, I've been really blessed for a couple years now.
Right. So part of that question was, what do you think contributes to you being fully booked? I think most of you are pretty funny and animated. What do you guys think?
I think part of it is what has already been mentioned. You know, your tribe finds you. And that, for me, when I first started, you know, it narrowed down. It started out, you know, a lot of different students, and it narrowed down. And pretty much now I have the same students over and over. I might have maybe 2 new students or 2 different students during a week, but most of the time it's the same kids.
Yeah, I tell all kinds of new teachers that I think it's so important to just give everything you can to those first few classes and just be the best that you can be for those students, because there is a lot of competition now and there's a lot of teachers, but you can be very successful. Oh, who's calling it?
Sorry.
It's okay,
Please mute
Kermit.
your
We
phones.
got it.
Please mute your phones.
Yeah.
Muting my phone, whatever.
Hey, get the iPhone 11.
It's awesome.
Yo,
So
what I
how
do-
many
what-
of you
what-
were teachers before VIP Kid?
I wasn't. Well, I did subbing. I didn't do full-time brick and mortar teaching, and that was, I think it was I was kind of intimidated by a little bit when I first came into VIP Kid. And what I do to stay booked, I took an assessment of myself. What are my skills? One, I coached basketball for about 20 years and I've raised kids, and I've always been around kids. Kids are kids, and I can connect with a kid really easy. So I had to focus on my strength. And so my big thing is I just make a lot of friends. I don't see myself as a teacher. I don't have a teacher-student relationship. Whereas, okay, I'm here, you're here, and this is what we're doing today. We have straight conversation from front to back. And that's just my thing. And I make my class is going to be a 30-minute kid show starring you. Who's our next guest? Bring him out.
Isn't that the beauty of VIPKid, that you can be yourself, and like you say, your tribe will find you, and the kids that love that kind of situation are gonna, fall in love with your classes and want to keep coming back for more.
Yeah.
But when I remember when I took my mock classes, I made the big mistake of going to YouTube and seeing all these videos of all these perky little blonde, blue-eyed teachers doing all this really perky stuff, and I'm going,
I hate those. I hate those.
Be nice. Be nice.
I try. Yeah, I wish there were some early. I wish there were some early videos of me trying to be that perky little blonde teacher, because it was really stupid. And I got some good advice from a teacher, and she just told me, you do you. So I threw away all my background, threw all my props. All I got is a cartoon caricature of me in the back. I have Kermit, I have QQ and Polly the Panda, and I'm a music teacher. So music is a huge part of everything I do. I do music for the sight words. I do music for the stories. I love the lesson in 6 where they start talking about poetry. So we throw away all their words in 6.
Oh, 6. Okay. That must be level 7 class. That level 7?
That's a level 7. I think it's level 7.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm done up now.
Now, swallow your coffee, man. Enunciate your words. Get them out.
Yeah, I wish, you know what?
Swallow that coffee.
I wanted to just play off a Paige. When I started Paige, I had a similar routine. I had a really basic background, and I had just one little guy. I had a little dog, and that's what I was for the first probably 8 months. And when I wanted to increase my classes, I realized I had to adjust. I wish that I could stay a little bit truer to myself, but I have to entertain the whole time. Like, I have to pick my energy level up. I have to meet the kid where they're at, and my classroom is constantly evolving. I don't always use a green screen. I just using it these last couple of days, but it's rough sometimes. I gotta be honest. Like, sometimes I don't know what it is. It seems like the tribe that I have, they always want the next. So whenever I do now, it's not good enough in like 4 months from now. And if I don't change it a little bit, it's not that I lose those kids, I just lose their interest. So I'm constantly reinventing myself. And sometimes it can get a little exhausting. Luckily for me, I made the mistake and bought a ton of stuff at the beginning. And so that kind of helped me, but it is I wish I could have.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Oh, that's awesome. So
in
we have
level
another
4, they call it bat poop.
Oh, I know.
droppings.
So
Right.
we had a guy in the chat yesterday, and this wasn't on your questions that I sent you, but he talked about, was it level 2 or level 3, when you have the underwear lesson, and he said it's kind of awkward to have a little girl. Does it phase anybody, or do you just treat it like socks like we do?
These are my favorite.
Like
my favorite.
Yeah.
Dano wearing.
Yeah.
These are my favorite lesson.
Some of the boys are a little hesitant. Yeah, the girls I don't have that much trouble with. The boys are a little hesitant when you show the girl underwear, and they're sort of looking like, my mama said I shouldn't talk about that, but anyway, yeah, that's the only thing I noticed.
And then you get Grandpa walking across the room in his
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much what we told him, because he hadn't been teaching, well, I think he was in like 100 days or something. And we told him, how many times do we see the men in the back in their underwear? It's not a big deal to them as much. So that's funny.
I always wear shorts. The other day I got up from teaching and I had to go get something. and I was using it for the class because I move around a little bit. And the student said, teacher, you're in your underwear. I said, no, it's not my underwear. It's my shorts. I had to look down for a second and make sure, it's like, shoot, did I really put them on?
Yeah, you gotta be careful with boxers. You know how the front end starts cupping a little bit. You gotta be careful with boxers.
Oh Lord!
None of that.
I don't have that problem.
No, I like that. What I got?
Micah, I'm going to start with you this time. Are most of your students boys or girls, or is it different for everybody?
Well, for me, I guess it kind of changes. I just noticed the other day that I seem to have more boys now than I used to have. But in the past, I've had lots and lots of girls, so it can go either way. But right now, I'd say about 70% boys.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm about 50-50 boys and girls. Yeah. And the cool thing is the girls dress up for their classes with me, right? And the boys come in t-shirt, underwear, and they make fart noises. So it's boys and girls, same everywhere.
I have mostly
Are you
boys. Sure
that's not the teacher that makes those noises?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I think, Casey, I had mostly boys in the beginning, and then now it's probably 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started out mostly girls, and then switched over to mostly boys, and then now it's about 50-50. It changes.
Yeah, I was all boys at first, and I got my first girl student. Her name was Kathy, and I still see Kathy from time to time. I have a few students that they just book solid, and then others that come in and try to stay. I get messages from parents. They're upset because they can't get my class. They say, Teacher William, you're pretty popular. It's hard to get your class, but I only open 6 a day. So they go quick. But now I'm about 70-30 boys to girls. And I love the girl students. They're very funny. They're real smart. They're the smartest ones. Man, they're smart. And they love to conversate about boys.
Let's see. I'm going to try to get some of these in the chat so I can move it up because I'm still way up here. So how do you bring energy when you are waiting for the kids to read?
Repeat. I'll just go, for instance, he lives in an apartment, and then I cut my ear and I say, repeat. And I get them to repeat it back to me because the first step in learning is imitation. So if they can't read, just have them imitate and just make it fun. I'll sing it sometimes. I might go, I live in an apartment. And every kid sings that. So they repeat, and eventually they start picking it up. And usually by the end of the lesson, they're starting to recognize words, and you just overemphasize the praise. And whenever they do something right, smother them with praise.
Yeah, I do like, really, I play the ukulele, but not like you. I just do like, I live in an apartment. I'll do something just to get them, just enough to just, what? I'll write it right back to them. Yeah.
I'll bring
Does it look real?
I live in an apartment.
The chat does love your puppets, guys. That's been a couple times.
My class is more on a conversational level, and I always ask a leading question, whereas the reading will answer the question. What do they live in? They live in an apartment. Or if it's first person, I am wearing a blue shirt. I says, okay, let's go third person. Let's talk about what we see. What is he wearing? He is wearing a blue shirt. Whose blue shirt is it? It's his blue shirt. So I teach conversation the whole time. And when this comes time for a story, I'll bring in Timmy. Hey, Timmy, look, it's a story. They're going to read about the elephant or the mountain, the animals in the mountains in the morning. Oh, okay, I'm ready. This is my favorite story. Sit down, Timmy. Okay, let's go. And then they get excited and they start reading because they want to read to Timmy. It's pretty simple when you get into your flow. the kids will understand. They understand when I ask a question to look down at the reading real quick and they can answer my question. So they learn conversation, they learn how to read, and they learn how to decipher between first person, third person. And I even do that with present tense and past tense. What does he eat? Okay, what did he eat? And they know how to change their verbs. My kids are really good. My kids are good.
William's
So
right.
what levels
Leading
do you
No,
guys teach?
you are really good.
Yeah.
I see 3, 4, and 5. Going to 6.
3, 4.
No 1 and 2. Y'all can have all of that.
But William's right. I think leading questions is the way. I do a lot of leading questions. It doesn't matter what level it is. I always lead with a question. I look at that first sentence and I ask the question. And then if they're struggling, I ask the second question to get the prompt for the second sentence. And I think parents appreciate that because that's what parents want. They don't want their kids to read. They want their kids to speak. And so when you're asking them a question, even if they're reading, in the parent's mind, it looks like the kids are actually having a conversation. And then you can develop, I probably need to pick it out a little more than you do, William, but you can pick it out in different tenses like that. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And Jay, what levels do you teach?
I teach levels 1 through level 8. Yeah, everything.
Whoa.
Yeah, all supplementaries, REP,
Whoa.
everything. You name it, I'm in it.
Man,
Micah,
so
thanks for being in the
and
chat.
deep.
Micah's answering in the chat. Tim, what levels do you teach?
I teach levels 2 to 8, but I primarily get 3, 4, 5, and then I have a couple of kids in level 7 and a couple in level 6. So because I teach short notice, most of mine I'm kind of on a regular, like the same kids every day. So I teach normally the same kind of 10 or 12 kids. Yeah.
You should keep your 7s regular, Tim, because your 7s
for sure.
are going to turn into your 8s. I think to try to get level 7s and 8, it's really tough right now. So
yeah, I've only got 2, so
the level 8s is. Have you taught the opera course yet?
No.
The level 8 is like the supplementary opera course or the supplementary health course. It's so much more conversational. It's less repeat and read. It's more engaging. And if you can keep those 7s, I'd keep that. I don't know if I'd short notice that 7 slot. If I get a kid in a 7, I'm not going to lose that kid because I want to wait.
Keep them. Yeah.
Charles, what
I want
levels
the
do
extra
$2.
I teach 1 through 4, but primarily 3s. It has changed. In the beginning, I had lots of 1s. I hardly have 1s at all now, but I'm not that really high energy teacher. So primarily 3s.
Charles.
Yeah, I know.
Paige, what about you?
When I first began, level 2 was my jam. I loved it. But then I discovered level 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I adore the level 6 courses because by this point, the kids can actually converse intelligently and with thought and with purpose. And it is absolutely a stitch. I've got a couple kids. You get them going on insects, you're going to get a lesson on insects from this kid. And I got another kid who's a freak about dinosaurs. And so level 4, 5, and 6, I think are my favorites now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love all the science in 5. And who did I miss? Micah, how about you?
Now I teach level 1 through 6 and 1 through 7 and a bunch of supplementary courses. When I first started out, I was level 1 only, and I really loved that. And that was my experience with VIPKid. And I remember everybody else hated it at the time. It was brand new. It was actually the new interactive stuff was pre-VIPKid. All that was brand new. And everybody hated it when I first started. And I loved it. My daughter was the same age as the pre-VIPKid at the time. And so I had that kind of connection with the parents, I feel like. And so, and I have a lot of toys too, that all the kids love. So I automatically know, at least from a American point of view, what those kids would like. And so I was able to connect really well with them. And that's how I really started my following and business. And a lot of them are now in level 2 and even level 3, the ones that have stuck with me. But now I mostly get level, it seems like 3, 4, and 5 are my most common levels.
Great. Here's another question. How do you feel this recent ban will affect teachers?
What band?
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that because
Yeah, what band?
I asked it exactly in the chat
rock?
because
Is it jazz? What kind of band you talking about? Does Paige play in this band? Paige.
Band, not band, band.
Oh.
Do you mean like a travel ban?
Probably the travel ban. I was thinking like California.
No, there's a
Probably
new
travel.
article. There's a new article that came out where the Chinese government is cracking down on extracurricular activities for the younger children, learning activities, and not. They don't want parents and teachers to train their kids beyond their grade level. That's what they're trying to do. And it might affect us. I don't see it affecting us because parents are going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Paige helped us out there.
But it's
I
not a
might
ban.
speak on that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's
Go ahead,
a
Micah.
ban. Is that a ban?
So they're trying to obviously regulate the rigors of the Chinese education system. You know, they're throwing so much at these kids right now. So they're trying to step in and kind of regulate that, which they've done in the past. The thing is, from everything I've read and studied, is that these companies are actually quite good at circumventing these type of regulations and going ahead, and the parents too, and going ahead and finding a way to have their kids do massive amounts of homework anyway. And I would say that, and also I think because VIPKid controls our curriculum a lot, we're kind of protected from that. I mean, we can extend, but I mean, it's not like we can install entire new lesson plans. So I think we're pretty good as far as that goes.
Good. How many followers do you guys have?
I have about a little over 500.
I think
I
mine's
went to about,
around 460, something like that.
Wow.
I hit
How do you
2,000
get
last year.
how do
I
you get
probably-
followers? How do you get
Wow.
followers?
If they like your
Short
class, they
notice.
follow you.
Short notice.
Oh.
Early on,
That's-
you got a short notice.
Yeah.
I think I have maybe about 102.
I have 48.
I have like
That's all right.
That
I have
first
100.
year,
60.
you know what, William? That first year when I first started, I was when I decided I needed to do this full time because I had started a new career and then needed something a little extra. I used to flip my schedule like Tim. I didn't short notice so much, but I would flip my schedule. So I'd get kids used to me taking classes, teaching classes on Friday night till like 2 a.m. And then I would completely flip and teach from 2 a.m. until 8 a.m. And that would force the kids that really wanted me to go to those times. And the kids that didn't, they were still waiting for me from 8 to 2. And I would grab new followers. And then that's how I just built out my schedule. That first year, I never had regulars. I have regulars now. I have a lot of the same kids every week. But before then, it was always just about shaking it up on them. You know, when they got comfortable, I would flip my schedule and then either make them chase me to a new time or I would grow a whole new bunch of followers. And I would do that for a month or two. And then I would go back to the old schedule. And then those kids would chase me and then it would get competitive. And then people were like, what's tough to get you? And now they're really trying to get me. And so then anytime a slot would open up, they were just chasing open slots. I think that's how you have to do it early on.
What hours do you teach a day?
Overnight.
I teach 8:30. I start at 8:30 p.m. and I work the whole ways through until sometimes till 10.
Golly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's a lot of teaching.
It's a lot of teaching. It's I just where I'm at right now. My kids are older. They don't want to move, and where I'm at is just not the type of work that I need. So it's what it works for me right now. You know, I've gotten used to it. It's like a rhythm. What? 7 days a week. I do it for months.
7 days
I go for
a
months,
week. 8
months for months.
10.
Every day.
Oh man.
I'll go months and months, then I'll
incredible.
take 2 or 3 days off, and I'll go on like a little vacation, and then I get right back into it.
Obviously, William's not watching my channel to see your interview, Jay, Tim, Mike.
Yes, I'm surprised you have time now. Man, you better get to class.
I'm being better.
Oh my God.
I don't know. It just works.
So you don't do anything else. This is it. You don't do anything else.
This is it. No, I'm all in. Yeah, I don't.
You all in.
I'm
Man,
all in.
Texas
I got-
Hold'em, you all in. I'm folding. No, okay, yeah.
I got
I feel a
braces.
song coming on, Paige. I feel a
Yeah,
song.
I feel song, Paige. It's
Yeah.
it's just where I'm at. You know, it's where I'm at. You know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Mhm.
You got to know when to hold them.
man.
You got to know when to fold them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I will be really honest.
Too.
I'm not as tired as I used to be. When I used to work these weird, like I'd pick up a couple in the evening, take a break, like a lot of teachers try to do, I would be exhausted. Now that I just said I'm all in, I'm never tired. I'm never tired because I'm on a rhythm. You know, I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day. I eat well. I don't exercise. That's the downfall. But everything else, work is easy. You know. And I can stand up, I can sit down, I can move to a couch. I have a pretty nice classroom that makes it easy. You know?
Yeah, he's got 2 classroom setups. One he can stand, right, Jay? And one he
Yeah.
sits. So he has 2 different setups.
Like I can just drop this. I can teach off the couch. I can run a second camera and teach long and stand. I can do a lot of
This
different
guy's
things.
the man. This guy's the man.
Mhm.
I got kids, man. I don't got a choice. But I like it. I like what I do. So it's no big deal.
So are you guys on WeChat?
No.
I know.
No.
No.
Yes.
Jay, yeah. And
I
you
have
get a
no
lot of
reason.
5 Apple feedbacks. Oops, sorry.
I have a lot of my students asking me, teacher, are you on WeChat? I can't get in there. It's how do you get in there?
It's hard. You
tough.
gotta have somebody there. You gotta have somebody verify you, and it's really difficult. Like not everybody's account allows you
Yeah.
to verify them. So really,
I can't.
yeah, it's tricky. I get a lot of teachers asking me to help them, but I can't do it on mine.
Yeah, mine says I'm not eligible to whatever to
You're not cool enough.
I'm not cool enough. Which is great because that's my excuse when everybody keeps asking me.
Yeah,
that's
they'll be
right.
talking
I
to you
mistakenly made a
forever.
video about WeChat. I got hundreds of teachers asking me to verify them after that video, and I went, "Oh no!" Shot myself in the foot.
Verify, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, I just had a question here. Oh, do you guys get a lot of 5 Apple feedbacks? I am at like 4%.
I stay consistent.
Really?
Yeah, I
Wow.
get 30 to 40% every month. I could get more if I wanted. I've had it up to 80.
You didn't get it. If you would get
87.
more, why not get it?
Because it's too much work.
Now,
I've had
You
it
don't
up to
have enough of
87.
that.
Yeah, I've
I
had
think-
it.
Wow.
Jay,
I have-
you came in 2nd place, right, for feedbacks before?
We're gonna say I came in second.
Oh, maybe
No,
not.
I did come in second officially. I think I came in first. That's another story. No, I have over 8,600. I've taught 17,000 classes, so I have over 50% overall. But most times it's just like 30 to 40. If I want to get it, I treat them like their business. Hey, you forgot to turn in your report on these days. Can you do that for me? And I give them dates, and they just follow through. But it's too much work. I only need 20, so I don't worry about it.
Okay, I taught 18. My class is $18.99, and my feedback 5 Apple. We're sitting today at 1,009. So I'm running about 55%.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I average around 60 to 70 usually, but I don't really try for it. I just got some good kids that always leave me feedback. So, but if
I
it's,
just
you
got
know,
my
you don't
first-
need to work too much at it. Just if you're above 25%, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
No,
I'm struggling.
no, we want the apples. Man. I want 100%.
I just got my
100%.
first 2 1 Apple feedbacks, and all it said was VIP kid is
Seriously.
not good. VIP kid
Oh, I heard about
has
that, Casey.
different laws. It had nothing to do with me.
Oh.
I have quite a few. I have a couple 1 Apple feedbacks.
I would fight that.
I grow from it. Yeah,
I have 1 4-star. I have 1 4 Apple, and that's about it.
I messaged Jay. I'm like, what do I do?
I think most 1 Apples get turned over anyways. I think if you just We talked about it.
Yeah.
If you just review the class and focus only on what they criticized you on, and write your your whatever dispute on those facts only. And I always say watch it in fast speed, because you know it and I know it. They're not watching 30 minutes of class. They're watching 6 minutes of fast speed, and they're just going to fast speed through your class. And whatever you think they see, that's what you want to tell them that you're doing.
Good advice.
I've had
good
all
advice.
but 2 turned over, and there were 2 that I just knew I sucked.
At least you're
Don't worry
honest.
about it.
So how do you guys handle behavior issues in your classroom? Do you feel you have some, or?
Oh yeah.
Never had them.
I rarely ever have behavior issues. Usually the behavior issues I have are they're off task. That's pretty much the extent of it. And, I just call them out on it and say, are you playing a game or what are you doing, And so I rarely ever have them. Yeah. No. How'd you know that?
One child. Yeah. I have one child who's really sullen and he's angry. And I turned on the classroom and he was slapping his mother. And that's when Teacher Page puts his teacher hat on. And I said, and I just went, CJ. He stopped and looked at the camera. I said, it's disrespectful to hit your mother. Sit down. It's time for class. And he locks in. But I've only had to do that one time and now since then he's a little upset with me, but the parents keep bringing him back to me. So
they like it.
Yeah,
they like it. So they're the client. I'm okay with it.
And I think if you're usually fun and lively and that kind of stuff in your classroom, if you are going to be serious or have to address the child in a serious way, they take it seriously. Like, hey, knock it off. You know what I mean? They know it's serious. So, and we all don't teach like that. So it's usually a pretty big shock when we have to address something that's not good. But for the most part, they're such great kids anyway. I have very few behavior problems.
I have all behavior problems. Really? I do. I was going to say, when you asked about boys and girls, I get 10% boys, 10% girls. I get 80% animals. Most of the kids I have, I don't know what it is. It's just the feedback of parents. I get those kids that are super hyperactive, and they're all great kids. All of them are super smart, but it takes me a while to get them to break through to want to actually learn. And I always am dealing with, but I always joke it off. I never see. I'm different. I never discipline them. I don't. For me, it's not my place. It's my place to redirect. So if they're acting up, we're going to redirect it in a way that's either we forgot about what you just did, or we're moving it into a funny direction. And that's what I do. And it works.
I don't know about you, Jay, but I find when you're really high energy as well, like sometimes I create that in my own classes sometimes. Yeah. And, I was going to say, do you create that for your own students?
Yeah, I had the other day. Yeah, I had a kid show up with 2 of his friends, and I get a lot of 2 and 3 kids at a time sometimes. Not all the time, but they just show up. And I always, when I get that, I get them really wound up. And it turns out bad every time. I always hear a kid in the background getting slapped because they think it's the kid doing the wrong thing, but really it's me managing energy, and then teaching to one kid, and then moving to the next kid, managing that kid, and then getting the other 2 excited. And I don't know. I get the crazy. I get the jumping on the bed. I only see their feet. I mean, I get a lot of kids like that, but they learn and they're active, and sooner or later they sit down and are part of the classroom. But the first couple lessons, it's like I always see the horror stories, and I always get super excited. I'm like, this is my new kid,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like the kids who have the high energy. Like I've taught lots of lessons to feet, the bottom of feet, and the top of their head. But I draw the line at defiance.
Oh.
Exactly.
Hey, I hate feet.
You can tell the difference when a kid is playing and when a kid is just being ugly.
Yeah.
And if kids being ugly, I play on the respect card, because I know in China teachers are due respect.
Yeah.
And so I've only had to play that card maybe twice. And with this latest one, CJ, I pulled it, and he snapped up. And so but if I've taught classes to feet, I think they're awesome.
I've never had any kind of behavior problem. I've never had it. I've never had the defiant kid. I've never had the rude kid. It's how you set them up from the beginning. And when I set it from the beginning, I got 1 minute. When I first meet you, I'm gonna make a friend. A kid will rebel against a teacher. They never rebel against their friend. So I don't have it. When they come to my class, it's not a classroom. They come into my house and it's two friends who are going to see each other for 30 minutes. And we're going to talk and we'll have some conversation. We'll have they always ask, hey, where's Timmy? Where's the bear? I said, they'll be out later. Let's read first. And then, pow. But I don't have to deal with that.
I like that thought. That's good. I like it.
They don't rebel against. They will rebel against the teacher. So you set up that teacher-student relationship. They had enough school for the day, for their whole life. They like coming to see William.
I always take a look. William, I like that, but I always have to look at things a little differently. I always look at things a little bit from the company side. I always look at it like, if this kid can't stay in my classroom, okay, because I'm sure you might get some kids and you lose them because that's just not what they want. I always look at it as like, if I can keep this kid in my classroom long enough, he's going to keep taking classes. He's going to renew his contract. He's going to still be a student in the long run. But if I don't do it, he's just going to go on a pattern and just like torment the next 20 teachers. And so I always try to just take, even, it doesn't matter the behavior. I had a kid put a dirty diaper in the camera, and I responded with a poopy head. I responded with a poopy head mask. And because I think if I don't do it for that kid, he's going to go on and we're going to see all the horror stories on Facebook about the poopy in the diaper, the kid that, but I take all those really rebellious kids and I just change them. And then the parents just flood me with feedback because they're so excited because finally he wants to learn English and he's listening. But it takes me a little time. I always tell parents, if it's a really bad kid, you got to give me like 4 or 5 classes. And I always say, keep him with me, because if you don't, you're going to come back and it's not going to work. He has to stay and start and go with me until we get to that 5 or 6 step process where he finally says, I've had enough. I can't do it anymore. I'm just going to listen and pay attention. And then we still have fun. I still throw, some of the silly stuff at him to keep them into it. Like, rah, 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 rah. I'll still throw things like that, but I got to get them there first. I can't be their friend. I have to be the comedian that whatever they do, I can do it funnier. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's gross or funny or disrespectful. I'm going to throw it back enough that that's how I build trust with them, because they know the other teachers hitting the fireman button. They're writing bad feedback to the mom and dad, and parents don't want that. I was an awful kid when I was a kid. I was a worst kid. I didn't want to hear it.
I never called them. And you're very good with that tech stuff. I don't have all. I have to use the. I'm not a techie, so I'm old school. I do the green screen and
I feel so inadequate.
I have these real toys. I don't have all that Manicam and dropbacks and magic.
But it works for you. I mean, that's the whole point. It works for you.
It works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got to find your bag of tricks.
Exactly.
Every student needs a different trick in there.
Yeah. That's why I like this panel, because I see there's so many different styles. And I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. And the cool thing is like I've seen a few of you guys before, like Teacher Paige. I know I've watched your videos and thought, man, I'm going to learn to play the ukulele, and it just wasn't in my bag. But I love that style. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I love what everybody brings. Yeah.
And somebody in the chat was mentioning William earlier, that some of the class clips and stuff. And actually, I heard about Paige, William, and Charles through one of the ladies in the chat too. So I've learned from everyone in the chat to come find you guys. So it's pretty interesting to see everybody's different.
Well, William's my hero.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, Paige, have you got some videos on YouTube about music, do you? Using music in the classroom?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I have. Yeah, I got a couple videos on a VIP Kid like channel where how I use it to
I
get
might
them
have seen it
past
before.
pronunciation problems. Everybody can sing. Everybody can sing. But sometimes if they don't say a word properly, I'll sing it breaking into syllables, and they're just on it like white on rice. That's kind of appropriate, actually.
So shout out your
Well, yeah, for
channel
you,
page.
but I wouldn't say that.
Got it.
What's this guy talking about? White on
Love
rice. Yeah, what's he talking about?
Okay, guys, I've been asked this in the chat twice now. Do the moms hit on you?
When I was skinny.
Definitely.
No, they call me grandfather. Grandfather teacher.
Yeah, so brother number one, you funny, you handsome, you handsome. Well, thank you. I got to go to class.
Yeah.
I don't know, Tim, you're blushing a little bit.
A long time ago, I had a mom on WeChat. I don't teach the student anymore, but I used to get all kinds of photos of her in all kinds of different like revealing clothing, and I kind of had to put a stop to it. It was like insane, actually. I thought, geez, this is like mildly inappropriate, but.
Wow.
Did you consider?
Another one.
Were you tempted?
Not this conversation.
Let's see how far I can go.
Yeah, let's not.
Okay.
Oh, Micah, how about you? He's sitting back all quiet over there.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever had that happen, but you know, I was saying in the chat earlier that, you know, I do sometimes wonder if sometimes maybe the ladies don't like, you know, pick us maybe because they have a preference for us, you know, that wouldn't be unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Did you say that in the chat?
I changed my profile picture.
Pick me.
Just moonlighting between movies.
Let's see. Does William have a YouTube channel? That's a question in the chat.
No, you know, I was working on one, but now with the YouTube and the kids, because I was gonna do all my videos and just have a whole Timmy and the Bear series on YouTube. Although I do have their faces blurred out, sometimes I think it might bring too much attention to whereas somebody may, well, that's not how VIP Kid wants you teaching. And or another teacher may try to do that, and to pull a puppet off, it's really tricky because you have to have the voices right. You got to have different personalities. So when your puppet enters the screen, it has to be two separate people. It can't be, "Hi, my name is." Are you entertained? No, you have to. Yeah, I'm Hector. Hector, what are you doing here? I just come to see you. So to do stuff like that, and people start trying it, it's not fair. It's not fair to the customer because I want my kid to learn English. You know, a lot of people think that it's cool and it's funny. And, hey, I want to do that. So they go out and try. So I'm thinking, maybe I shouldn't because it might cause a bit influx. And then the VIP Kid people say, where is this coming from? It's coming from the funny black guy. Uh-oh, now I get, okay, you need to stop doing that. So I don't, no channel. No channel. Long story short. I thought about it, but no channel.
I think that's just one really long excuse for not making videos. I think you got to do it.
Hey, I'm lazy too. Oh, man, I got trees to shave.
Jay, I don't think we are all going to be able to aspire to your level, all the classes you teach and things. Let's see. I'm trying to get through the chat. Oh, how many classes do you teach a month? Jay, you're at like 600 a month, right?
I'm pushing close to 700 usually.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. 700.
Yeah, I've topped over 7. I've done like 7. The most I've done is 726.
Can we
Wow.
say? Are we allowed to say damn? Can you say damn on the show? Can we say damn?
Yeah, sure.
Damn, son, that's a
Damn.
lot. That's a,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's just too much time for me. I just can't sit here that long. It's a lot of time.
Well, I don't always sit. I
Sore
stand.
butt.
The feedback. Oh,
No, I don't.
Well-
I have a whole system. That's what makes it easy.
Jay, there's a question on
So
that.
I
Do you
have
want
a
to tell us
system.
about your feedback?
I'll tell you real quick. So I was like most people. I was always writing very detailed feedback, very individualized. It was taking me hours and hours. This is when I only taught maybe like 48 hours a week. And then I realized one day I was really tired. I'm like, I'm just going to send the same feedback to every kid. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change their name and I might add 1 or 2 bits of information. And that's what I did for a while. And it was still a lot of work. And then I realized a lot of my kids have the same issues. And so I would find trends that students were having. And it didn't matter what level they were at. I would find whatever trend was in for the month and I would teach to that trend. So every month I pick one trend, whether it's verb conjugation, phonics skills, whatever it is, I just pick one thing. And every class I teach that one element to each student. And then I send the same exact feedback to every kid that I teach that day. The only thing I do is change their name. But I do a cursory review at the end of class. So whatever they missed, I put in a text box and then we read through the words or we work on the last page of the words. And I still send the same feedback. Feedback takes me like 10 minutes. I'm literally copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, done.
wow.
So
Yeah.
The 6
it
classes.
works.
6 classes. That's
It
a lot
works.
of work
Yeah,
with
I use
system.
Feedback Panda.
It's
I
like
write
Feedback
individualized
Panda.
notes.
It's like Feedback Panda.
I can do
Except
my
for I
feedback
don't put the
between
English.
classes. It's really fast. I feel like it's super individual. I can
really?
customize it. You know, that's what I do.
I use Google Slides
Who
Planner.
uses- Oh, really? I haven't tried that.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah.
It's similar to Feedback Panda. It's, I've entered my personal feedback and then I just pull it up and copy and paste.
I write everything from scratch every day. I do mine as
Me
a person. I do it as a personalized note because if I was on, it's like getting junk mail. I think I would know if I was a Chinese parent that I'm getting Feedback Panda. Just dum 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 dum. And do you read the junk mail? No, I'm not. This check. You can write this check for 80,000. It's trash. So I always write something personal. I make a friend with my student. I engage the parents in the background and I write personalized notes. So that 1,000 apples that I have, the parents still write me a lot of writing inside. I don't get this a standard 5 apples, no comments. I get some of those, but most of it, it's all of the Gucci stuff with a note from the parent all the time. They never leave.
Nice.
I can make it with 100 followers.
5 apple stamps.
No, because my thing is, there's a big in Chinese. They're always a number.
Yeah,
I can do something to make a person feel like one-on-one. It's me and you, and they know it's me and them at that time, and that just works for me.
My feedback is personalized, but it's oral feedback. My feedback is at the end of the class. I always save 2 or 3 minutes at the end of class, and we review everything that I used to write.
My mind was somewhere else. My mind was somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do I need to slow?
Mine went there too.
Down?
Mine went there too. But I just make sure that if their parents are wondering what is the feedback, go to the end of the class, watch the last 2 minutes, and look at the text box. And if it's not there, then it doesn't need to be worked on. And I think for me, it works. Parents appreciate that. They feel like I'm giving them exactly what I want. The only difference is I didn't type it all out. I used to sometimes take 20 or 30 minutes trying to individualize one kid's feedback. I thought that was crazy. I'm getting paid to be in the classroom. My feedback needs to be finished in the classroom. And that's what I do. I say what they need to work on. If they don't need to work on it, it's not in the feedback,
So you
I
do
cannot
feedback as
remember.
you teach?
No, I do it in bulks. I'll do it throughout the night. I'll sit down and do like 12 at one time, and then in the morning I'll do whatever's left.
Okay, so
I don't
you
think
don't
there's
do
one way
feedback
to do it.
during the class.
I think there's a ton of different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, Tim.
so.
I agree.
You know,
I think everybody's way is perfect. But
everyone's got their own style, and like I could say I'm very personal in mine too, but I do use templates. But I've never had any problem with it, so I don't put a lot of weight into the feedback. I think it's important, but I don't like put too much effort into that. I think it's so much more important to focus on the class and, you know, my connection with the students.
yeah.
Well, now my opinion, which might be a little different, is that I think it's important to get it done between your classes, to have it done quickly, to not spend too much time on it. For a couple of reasons. One is from the health concern, which I always talk about. Is I've learned that a lot of teachers spend an incredible amount of time overstressing, overdoing the feedback, and even getting to the point where they're pushing, where they're getting deductions, where they're not getting paid fully because they don't have it done in time, and it really causes teachers a lot of stress. And so I say just get it done and over with right away. And a second reason, and I don't have anything that proves this, but I believe that in terms of the system of the VIPKid machine, the algorithm, whatever you want to call it, that having that feedback in quickly, it kind of, I think it dings the system in a way that you're going to get booked for like I don't know that that's true, but I feel that way, that you're going to get for more healthier bookings to do it more quickly. They get your feedback, they get a message. I'm a lingo bus parent too. And last thing I want to do is read an entire story about the class. I really just want maybe a kind of quick couple lines, and you know, that's it. So that's just my opinion. So, and plus it's a reminder, okay, book the next class. Just my opinion anyway.
I will say I used to do it right away, and lately I have been doing it later and later. It's like the more lives I have on YouTube, the later it gets. But my bookings have gone down a little bit, so I wonder if that's really, probably is, Micah. Do you guys ask for 5 apples?
No.
No.
Yes.
I used to at the beginning, but I don't anymore.
I do.
My belief about that is if I go to a restaurant, and if a waitress asks me for a tip, hey, did you like the service? Would you tip me? No, tips are based off of service. So you get the service first. You got to give to get, and the giving comes first. So when it comes to my classes, I just go all out in the class. I make a friend. We're like fully engaged. Kids are laughing. Parents see their kids happy. I make a nice little note and feedback, and we'll just see what happens. I'll do my part, and I plant the seeds. And so if that's all I focus on is planting seeds, because if you get frustrated about getting feedback, it'll come through in your performance. I don't do it for the feedback. It's just the result. Results will happen, and results come from behavior. So I just focus on the behaviors that I can control and let what happens, and it's been pretty good.
What do you do, Charles?
I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for feedback, but I don't ask for 5 apples. I think that's kind of pushing it a little bit. But I'll ask, you know, please leave me any feedback from time to time. I'll do that. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
I usually just say something like, feedback is important to VIPKid, and it increases my numbers with each feedback that I get. And then I'll add a statement, if the child enjoyed the class, please consider leaving me feedback. And then I'll add a statement, 5 apple feedback is important to me. And that usually works.
Good. Jay, I was wondering this too. Where did you get your faces?
These faces?
All your those and the baby one.
Amazon. I got the baby at the Dollar Tree, but everything else is from Amazon. I buy a lot of stuff off of Amazon. I used to. I don't buy stuff anymore. I used to buy. I've really reined in my spending. The first 2 years, I was really all about zero taxes. And that's what I did. Year one, I called it like the Trump tax break. Year 1, 0 taxes, because I spent what I needed to spend in order not to pay taxes. Year 2, I was at 5%. Year 3, I was at 10%. From now on, if I spend money, it's on technology. Because in my mind, that's what I think the future of my classroom is. And so I'm not wasting money on things like flashcards and things like that anymore. I'm just kind of spending on Amazon. I used to spend on Amazon. Good.
Mm.
Hey, Charles, let me get one of those dino dolls back there. I don't have any dino dolls.
Do you? Okay.
I'll trade you Hector.
Yeah.
Have Hector.
Oh, wow. You would give up Hector? Really?
William, you got to save up your tokens.
That's right.
What do you do with tokens?
We get tokens?
What's a token?
If you do well, you get tokens.
Oh, I usually give them to the kids, the gym boxes. I just give them all away.
Yeah, I bought mine at the VIPKid store when it was open, I think, and one I won at Journey.
You got the whole gang back there. You got Meg, Michael, the white bear. Does he have teeth?
What? No, those are scary. No, I can't stand that unicorn.
Oh.
Oh, do you guys change your backgrounds like monthly or different seasons? Do you keep the same ones? William, I know your answer.
Okay. There it is.
I'll defer it. I'll defer this question. Me and Paige, we'll defer this. Okay.
Well, I change mine. I make videos routinely for the different changing ones. So that's something I do enjoy, the creativity.
I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, I changed mine.
I change mine seasonally. And I just got Manicam and started using Manicam. So once I get my green screen, I'll be changing all the time. I'll be Jay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tim, what about you?
Yeah.
Did you say my name? Yeah, and I don't change hardly ever. I have a few times over the last couple of years, but not very much. It's pretty much been what you're looking at right now. Or I have another area that I teach in as well that has a couple of things up. So it just depends on what I feel like, where I feel like teaching. But no, I don't change it too much.
Yeah, I've changed mine 3 times, but the Harry Potter one it wasn't fun to me, so I didn't stick with that. Eric Carle has been my favorite because of all the colors and everything. So I pretty much pick one and then stay with it for a while, and that's the kindergarten teacher in me for Eric Carle, I think.
I used to change. I still do change mine a lot. Now that I had the big stuff in the back, I don't. But when I had a whiteboard, I changed it every 3 or 4 weeks, and I always had different themed rewards, themed systems. If I wanted to gain more girl followers, I would have a more girl oriented. If I wanted to build up or strengthen my boys, I would have a boys background. If it was Easter or Christmas, I would change it. I was always changing it. It just worked for me. It was just kind of a system that worked for me. For me, it was like I was in the classroom so much, I would get bored with it. So after a couple of weeks, I would just be like, you know what? I've already got all this stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and just move it around and make something different. But yeah, the Manicam is nice.
I have to say, Charles, they like your background.
You can do just about anything with it.
That's what happens to me. I get bored and I change things. And then that's the reason I got the Manicam. It's because I was bored with the way my class was going. So I thought, I'm going to change it up.
Sorry, I should have told you guys before, the live chat is over here. So if you see me keep looking in here, that's where your questions are coming from. That's not here. So what are your favorite rewards to use?
Like secondary rewards?
I
don't do
this is
secondary
my
rewards.
I have to
I don't.
This is my all-time favorite here. Yeah, I do a lot of. I used to never do secondary rewards. I do now. This is my all-time 2D favorite secondary reward. It's this ice cream and underwear. Can you see it?
Excuse me. Who puts underwear on their ice cream?
Kids do. Kids do. And they love it. They love it. I had a couple students who I thought just were going to leave, and I thought that's fine. But I started doing ice cream underwear, and now they only come for the ice cream underwear. I've got to keep it close. Whatever, all this others, not enough. It's not enough. I do other rewards too. I do like electronic rewards. This is a fun one, a little make in my kitchen. So I like make things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I went in this direction. Charles, when you get into Manicam, it's nice to kind of move your resources over to your electronics, because you can do a lot of stuff here.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
So are you guys pretty tech savvy?
No.
No.
Depends.
Yeah, fair.
Depends.
I used to be. I'm drawing a
I
line in
rely-
the sand.
I rely on energy, because when kids hear you, people hear the energy in your voice before they really recognize the words. Because I can say, "Wow, man, I just won $1 million," and somebody would say, "Hey, that's good news." Why? Yeah, I know it's good news. Yeah, but you sound like you're sad. They pick up the energy first. So when I'm having class with my kids are addicted. I just know how to use my voice, and I use it on purpose. I speak to all my students regular speed. The way I'm talking to you right now, that's how I talk to my students. Level 3 on up. They understand the flow. I don't like if I'm in a foreign country, somebody saying, "Hi, my name is William. What is your name?" I'm not stupid. So you treat a person the way you want them to be, and they will become that person. I treat all of my kids like, 1, you can speak English. 2, you're on the Timmy the Bear show. We're going to have fun for the next 30 minutes starring you. Let's go. Are you ready? Come on, let's get it. And they get that burst of energy. They become addicted to it, especially when I do the extending, when I go from present tense to past tense and switch it around. What did he eat? He ate. Come on, is what I'm talking about. They love that. When I get them hyped up, come on, is what I'm talking about. Boy, you the man. Let's get
William's
this.
basketball voice.
So they just love that. So secondary rewards, I don't do them. Manicam, I don't do it. There's too much power in my voice, and it's free. You know?
William, you're so right.
My energy is free, and it's addicting.
Overseas for 17 years, and we would just laugh when the Americans would come in and be trying to order their food, like, "Can I get?" I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So I don't want to make them feel like that.
Right.
You do good. You can have one of these toys. Which would you prefer? Thanos or the unicorn? No. They're looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? No, we don't do that.
Jason said his upper level girls love when he teaches them sign language signs for the vocab and as a secondary reward. The boys all like the Marvel characters. So awesome. Well, I know some of you need to leave, and we got through all of the chat.
I don't have Manicam. I got the real things. Okay.
There you go.
I got the real.
I always
Love
tell people,
Marvel.
Turn to the whole.
What's that, Micah?
The best prop is the teacher. That's your best asset in the classroom is you, the teacher. And so I don't think the parents really talk about like, oh, that teacher had a great prop or whatever. I mean, those things add to your class, but I think really it's the teacher, the personality you bring. Just to add to what William's saying is if you can bring
Micah,
the
tell
energy,
them the truth. Tell them the truth.
That's what it is. You are the best prop.
That's right.
I think prop highlights a little bit. I mean, you have a kid, you give him one of these like, like superhero high five, whoopsh, and then you flash one of these.
Ew.
A little bit of that at him, and I'm telling you, you can hook a kid with something like that. I agree with you. I agree with all you guys. It's about our personalities. Whoever we are, whatever we do is what makes us the best. And kids are going to come towards us, you know.
And like Paige said, you find your tribe. Some are coming to you for you and your props and the fun. I don't know how you do it. I'm full of energy, ADHD even, but you've got me beat. I think Micah does too. Micah doesn't sit still either.
Well, I'm teaching 48 classes a week, and out of those 48 classes, this last week, everyone was a regular.
Nice.
No new
Wow.
students,
Nice.
and that's pretty much the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
rarely get anybody new because, and my teaching style is not like anybody else's here, and we're all different,
Mm-hmm.
but we're all rocking it.
Yeah, super fun
Mhm.
panel. It's
Exactly.
very diverse.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I will tell you, some of us were chatting earlier when I was asking them to help me come up with questions, and they're like, a lot of guys have a lot of technology. I wonder if they're all going to have the same tech and things like that. So I'm kind of excited that it was, different.
Pretty diverse for sure.
Very.
Good. So really quick, I don't want to keep you guys. Can you shout out your channels or where we can find you or something before we go?
You
I
can
mean, I
find
still
me
have a half
outside
page of questions, but I know it's been over an hour, so.
Yeah, you can find me outside on the palm tree. That's if I'm not on.
Yeah, I'm in Florida, William.
So.
Well, you can find me on YouTube, and I
Mhm.
have a whole list of things. I have me being goofy with guitars. I have different music theory things. I have a channel on VIPKid, not with students, but just different things, techniques and stuff that I use to
Mhm.
take advantage of what I got, which is that
And-
picture, a frog, and a ukulele.
I like the frog.
Me too. So is it your full name? Is that how we find you on YouTube page?
I think so. I just remember I don't know.
Someone in the
You just
chat
log
look
in
up
and it
pages,
shows up, right?
YouTube for us and let us know, please.
Let's see. Well, let me go. I'll go to let's see. There we go. Let's see. Copy. I can go into the chat. Let's see if I
You
can go into the chat.
you can't copy a link unless we make you
Moderator.
a moderator, but I didn't see you in the chat, or else I would have made you one.
All right. Well, no, it's
Mr. Young MEZ. I like it.
I think
Yeah.
you should search by my name, PAIGE.
Okay,
I'm there.
we'll find you.
I'm there. Hunt me out.
All right, Jay, go ahead. He's
So
ready.
it's just Insta English Online on Instagram. That's the only place you'll find me. I sometimes do lives on Facebook, but it's usually because I'm making a video for Instagram. And I really am not super active. I try to post maybe every couple days. I always tell people I just don't have the time to do it. I wish I did, but I don't. So
I don't know
you can find
why,
me here.
Jay. It's not like you teach all day.
Well,
Exactly.
part time I'm shaving palm trees too. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, Charles. how about
One
you?
set of trees is a week of VIPKid. I tell you what though, it's the hidden secret.
Right. Charles, are you
Me?
on social media at all?
I'm on social media, but only in the VIPKid groups. I don't have a channel on YouTube or any of that. I have started, I'm working on a blog, but I have not made that live yet. So I'll be posting it when I do.
Yeah, make sure to let me know so I can shout it out
Will do.
and let everybody know.
Will do.
All right. Who's next? Tim?
I'm on YouTube, online teacher dude. I make mostly hiring help videos and all kinds of other stuff related to online teaching. And I've got a website, onlineteacherdude.com, and Instagram as well. I'm not very active on Instagram, but I do show up every once in a while.
I'm terrible with Instagram. Oh. Micah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much, well, I'm on a lot of platforms. I'm yeah, you can find me at VIPKid Health on pretty much any platform. Facebook's the one I think I'm most probably prominent on. The good news is a couple of our groups just got added to the community directory. So you can find us there in the community directory. We have the mental health and wellness group on Facebook, as well as the VIPKid weight loss journey are both on Facebook, and people can join those. And we're just advocating for, better teacher health, for being the best version of ourselves. VIPKid Health is also on YouTube and Instagram as well. And I try to get to the hutong. I absolutely love the hutong. I guess it's not as convenient, and my shoulder's been injured, so it hurts to type as much, but that's where I'm at.
And William,
Oh, I
you've
forgot
already
to say, I
told us.
also run a group called VIP Kids for Dudes. So there's like 900 male teachers in it. So shout that one out as well if you want to link that one down below, Casey.
Yeah, you want to send it to me after this?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I was saying I was going to ask that earlier too, and I I didn't get to that one. William, are you on social media?
I just have my own personal Facebook and my own personal Instagram. So as far as like, no.
You're not.
not like that. No, I'm not. No. Hey, she's pretty.
She is. Were you playing with the baby kittens? Okay, well, guys, thank you so much in the chat. We've had about, I don't know, 18, 20 this whole time listening to us. Thank you guys so much for coming. If you enjoyed this panel, we have another one coming up in June. And also, Teacher Michael will be here for an interview on the 22nd. So, yeah, come back, come enjoy my channel. And thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks, Casey.
Thank you.
Bye, Casey. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
guys.
Casey.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Y'all be good. Y'all be good.
See you later.